Hey guys, we are in the kitchen today making a kale salad for our lunch today. We're kind of working on a few different things and we wanted to just, make this for our lunch, but I'll actually show you kind of how we do it and just some different things that might make it easier for you or just to show you why we kind of use the ingredients that we do. So Julie is stripping some curly kale leaves off the stem. She'll kind of show you how to make that really simple. Instead of trying to pick all the leaves off, if you hold the stem and then just pull your fingers down, it strips right off. It makes it extremely easy.
You want to get this like rib or backbone kind of out of there because it's a little bit tough. You could totally eat it, but I mean, it's just a little bit tough. So,
and we are using curly kale today, but I wanted to show you a different variety. So when you're in the grocery store, you might see different varieties of kale, and you think, well, what's kind of the difference? Why would I want to choose one over the other? So this is called Latino kale. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, sometimes you'll see that called dinosaur or black kale. I've also seen it called black kale. Those are other names for it.
So the leaves are, they're a little bit probably thinner, I would say, and just more smooth. It's not curly at all. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's not as fibrous, maybe a little bit.
And I really actually prefer this type of kale, but living in a small town, if I can't get to a bigger town, they only have curly kale where I shop, most of the time. So it's really a treat almost to get, to get this type of kale to use in different things. And I enjoy using this in a kale salad, as well. So we kind of swap it up.
Yeah, and I would say, what I tend to do is I buy whatever looks the best at the store.
That's true.
And it's good to really, have a variety in your diet. So sometimes, I buy the black kale, sometimes the curly, and they even make a red curly kale.
Or purple.
Yeah, purple. It's delicious too. So, I mean, whatever you can find, there's so many benefits to kale.
Yeah.
You want to try that?
Yeah, sure.
I'll try this. As far as, why you might want to include it in your diet, it's got a lot of fiber in it, right?
Right.
So it helps with digestion. It has a lot of folate. It has vitamins A and C. It has some anti-inflammatory properties, and you probably have heard it called a superfood before, right?
For sure.
The other things that we're including, so you could pretty much put whatever you wanted to in this salad.
Right.
We want to give you some tips on technique for making these kale leaves a little bit softer, which we'll do in just a minute. But right now we're chopping, had some kind of leftover, I had half of a bell pepper. This is an orange bell pepper. Peppers have like more vitamin C than oranges.
Oh, they really do. A lot of people
vitamin C.
don't really, I think a lot of people get stuck on, they've heard one food has this, and they just only think that's the only food that has, a lot of that vitamin or mineral or whatnot. But, I mean, if you were to look at it, just vegetables alone have so many, a wide variety of, even protein and fiber and different vitamins and minerals. So,
yeah,
I think that's why it's great to vary things in your diet. You just get, you get exposed and your body gets different benefits from each one.
Definitely. And so we've got our orange bell pepper, and then I just chopped up some spring onions or green onions. But I want to show you, we're going to put a couple things in here and then show you a technique of how to make this a little bit softer.
Right.
So, do you want to do the olive oil?
Sure.
So a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to squeeze, this is half of a lemon. Now, a couple things with the lemon. You could squeeze it cut side up to prevent any seeds from getting in there, or what I like to do is just hold it right over my hand. If I squeeze it cut side up, I always get seeds
right.
for some reason.
Sure.
But, you just...
you could use the microplane trick.
Definitely.
That we showed in one of our other videos, so...
Yeah, in our pesto, I think it was our pesto.
It's our pesto, yeah.
Video. You hold a microplane and great. I'm not using a microplane. If I had already used it for this recipe, I would totally use that. But you just squeeze the lemon above it and catches the seeds.
Right.
So perfect. So at this point, do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, what Carrie's going to do is just basically massage the kale. It sounds kind of funny, but I mean, really, if you massage it with, an acid, which is the lemon, you could use vinegar if you wanted to.
Can you give me some salt?
And yes, definitely. We'll need a little bit of salt in that. And the
Salt
olive
helps
oil.
kind of break it down too, so I like to go ahead and put it in there.
Good. Yeah, so a little sprinkling of salt. And then you just massage that for a couple of minutes. You'll see that the leaves will get more tender, and this really kind of infuses some of the flavor already into the leaves. And then the other thing that we're going to add to this salad is some tahini. I think I need to get a spoon. Oops. Let me grab a spoon real quick.
I mean, everybody loves a good massage, right? It just makes you feel better after you get one. So the kale leaves do too. Just give your kale some love and
That's right.
give it a little massage. They already look more broken down. I wish you could see this, but they really do.
This is tahini, which is basically ground sesame seeds. You know, a lot of hummus. You may have this on hand if you've made hummus before. So just like a fat kind of tablespoon of that. And then the other thing that we're going to put in that is some nutritional yeast. Do you want to tell them about the, kind of the flavor of that? In case
yeah, it has. I mean, I think I was first introduced to this when we actually were on a detox or cleanse and we couldn't have cheese or any kind of dairy product. And a lot of the recipes called for this, and I got some, but I was a little skeptical. Like, how does this really taste like cheese? What's the flavor, whatnot? But I mean, it really does have a very strong cheesy flavor, and just a lot of benefits to the nutritional yeast. So
that's one way to kind of cut out some dairy. Like if you have a some type of sensitivity to dairy, or even if you're trying to cut out like some fat from your diet,
true.
You know, get rid of. You know, maybe you just want to cut back on the dairy. This is a really good sub for that. And I'm just massaging in the tahini. I mean, don't be afraid to get your hands in there. That's, you know, you always hear people say that's your best like kitchen tool.
Yes,
which it totally is.
For
and
sure.
then what else are we going to add?
We are going to add also some pistachios. So I like to add nuts to salads like this just because it really gives it a nice crunch and just kind of a different dimension. Obviously, these nuts have good fats in them. They they have some fiber, some protein. So I love to add any. You can kind of mix and match. Walnuts, pistachios, even sunflower seeds. Different things like that. You can definitely just mix and match. So just give them a rough chop.
And if you had a nut allergy, like you said, you could totally just use sunflower seeds. Your sesame, your tahini paste, that's, again, sesame seeds, so that would be totally approved for, if you had a nut allergy or some type of intolerance.
I'm also going to chop some cherries.
Yes.
And you could use raisins, you could use cranberries, just to give it that nice little sweet taste. Because, a lot of these, different types of foods that you might not have meat in or dairy or whatnot, you need to give them some good dimension of flavors and textures. So this kind of provides that little sweet taste. And I think Julie was actually looking up earlier some of the benefits of cherries that she can probably share with us.
They're very have anti-inflammatory properties. So, which I already knew that about the anti-inflammatory properties, but what I found, like Carrie said, what I found was something that I didn't know, that they actually help sleep. They have some melatonin in them, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't know that either. So that's just another little added benefit tip.
There's different colors in here.
Yeah, I wanted to plate some to show you guys, but I don't know how well you can see that. So let's just plate that up. And this would be totally. I mean, you could add some more protein to this with, some type of fish or, as a side dish or chicken or something like that if you wanted to. But, I mean, this is totally just a delicious, healthy meal in and of itself. So I'm actually going to walk this around here to see if I can give you a little better visual. Yeah. So
it's good to add color to your, if you think about when you're adding different ingredients, what colors can I contrast with each other? Just because if your food looks better, you're going to be excited about eating it and it's going to make you more satisfied. So
definitely. All right, guys, try out this kale salad, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.